Good evening, everyone. So, yesterday we have seen the introduction class to HTML, right? Well, now in today's session, you are going to learn CSS and how to integrate HTML and CSS by Vasant Korada. Over to you, Vasant. Welcome.
Yes, thank you, Lakshmi. So, before getting started, can I know is my voice audible and the screen visible? If yes, just reply yes in the chat box. Okay, thank you. So, welcome to the day 2 of HTML and CSS bootcamp. In today's session is about introduction to CSS. So, before getting started, if you have any queries, you can stop me in the middle and feel free to ask. I'm just one among you. I'm just like a friend of you. So, before getting started, let me introduce myself. I am Vasant Korada. I am a mobile app and web developer. I do build mobile apps and websites. So, and I'm currently in my final year under CSE department at Lendi Institute of Engineering and Technology. So, today's session is about CSS. So, what is CSS? I hope this is clear. Like CSS is nothing but cascading style sheet. Cascading is nothing but fighting. Like we can define multiple stylings to one HTML element. So that's what cascading means. Don't worry about this. You will get to know while you code. So I'm currently talking about this CSS syntax. See here you can see the selector, right? So here, this can be any paragraph, any HTML element. For suppose take a paragraph tag, and you are going to call that HTML tag as a selector in your CSS file. And then how do you style your paragraph element is with this help of these declarations. And each CSS declaration consists of two properties. So one is the property and the other is the value. So let's say you want to give a background to your paragraph tag, then you will be mentioning the background property with the value dark green. So this is the basic syntax about the CSS. So you'll know more about this while we go into the practical session. And this is the CSS selector which I was telling you here. So this selectors are nothing but this p tag and this container tag and this leader tag. So which the one which is highlighted with red color are called selectors, and those selectors are nothing but your HTML elements or HTML tags. So basically, that now coming to types of CSS, there are three types of CSS. One is inline CSS. So what is inline CSS? If you specify your CSS in your HTML tag itself, then it is called inline CSS, which is nothing but if you write the CSS code in your paragraph tag. So that is inline CSS. And the next one is internal CSS. If you write your CSS code in your HTML file, that is called internal CSS. And the next one is external CSS. What is external CSS? If you write your CSS code in another file with an extension called .css, that is called external CSS. So I hope these three things are clear. I will show you a practical demo about these three types. And next. So the first most important concept of CSS and the basic concept of CSS is the CSS box model. Every CSS developer should know this box model. So consider this blue sheet which says content. This content is nothing but your HTML elements, like your paragraph tags, header tags, like any other tags. And this green card is your padding. Like if you give padding to your HTML tag, it comes above the around the your content, which is nothing but your paragraph or header tags or any other HTML tags. So what is the border? Border is a property in is also a property in CSS which comes around the padding. And the next one is margin. Margin is also a property in CSS which comes around the border. So if you apply padding to your HTML tag, that comes around the element. If you apply border, that comes around the padding, and you apply margin, that comes around the border. So that's what CSS box model is. And for this also you will be having practical session, and please don't worry if you don't understand right here, you will understand once we start writing the code. So this is what that I was talking about box model. So this is the content. Content is nothing but your HTML tag. So there are four properties for padding: padding top, padding left, padding bottom, padding right. If you say, let's say you have given padding top is equal to 5 pixels, then there will be 5 pixels above your HTML element. If you give padding left equal to 5 pixels, then there will be 5 pixels padding towards the left of your HTML tag. In a similar way, there is border top, border left, bottom, and bottom right. And there is also margin. So this is how box model works. So coming next, dimensions. So let's say you have a button in your HTML file, and by default HTML gives you a simple classic button, but you want to style it to a bigger size. So for that there are some dimensions. So you will write CSS for your button tag and define width property, height property, and if needed you can also mention the minimum width or maximum width, or minimum height or maximum height. Here you can see, if we mention width is 100 pixels, the button looks like this. And take this example, and let's say this green color button is of width 80 pixels, and let's say you have given padding to your button like 16 pixels, and you're padding to the right as 16 pixels. So the padding acts to the left and right while the button stays at the center. So this is about the dimensions. And the next is the text and fonts. You can also customize your fonts with the help of the CSS. You can change the font family, which we'll be seeing it later. You can also change the font weight. You can also change the color, and you can also change the type of your text, like it should be, or size of the font, like that. And the next topic is colors and background. So you can give a background color property to any HTML element. Let's say you have given background color property to a button. You have written this background color property to a button tag. So like you have given this green color. So your button will be in green color. So all these properties you will be seeing in the next coming session. So enough of the theory, now let's get into practice. So now we are going to write the code, and now you will get all these concepts in clear. So if you are excited, please let me know. I'll be starting the coding session. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. And if you have any doubts until now, please feel free to ask. I hope my screen is visible. So now today we're going to use the text editor called Sublime Text. Yesterday we have used VS Code. Today we're going to use Sublime Text for a difference. So before using the Sublime Text, I'm going to create an empty folder in my desktop. Let's say CSS Bootcamp. So all the code I will be writing in this folder. Now I'm going to open the Sublime Text editor. I'm going to drag this folder into my editor. So open folder. Okay. So we have an empty folder here. So first I'm going to create an HTML file. And let's save this index.html. First I'm going to write the structure of the HTML. So this is what you learned yesterday, right? The basic structure of the HTML. So first, let me give the title. Let's say my website. Let me open this in the browser. This is Bootcamp. As you can see, I've got the title, my website. That means our file is working perfect. So now the first topic which are going to see is types of CSS. So how we are going to link the CSS code to the HTML code. So under the body tag, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a tag called division. So this div stands for division tag, which we will be using this tag a whole lot of times. So now I'm just saying DHLND. Let me, if I refresh, as you can see, you are getting DSSND. So now I'm going to show you the inline CSS. How do you apply inline CSS to your HTML tag? So in our case, our tag is HTML and we are going to write the CSS code right now. So there is an attribute called style where you will be writing the CSS in this quotes. So let's say font hyphen size is 24 pixels. So now when I save this, as you can see, the font size have increased. Let me remove this. And, yeah. And let's say font weight bold. Let's say color red. So you can see we have applied the font weight to bold and we have applied the color to be red. So when I refresh, you can see uh, the color has been changed to red. So this is about inline CSS. This is how you write CSS code in your HTML tag, and this is called inline CSS. And the next topic is internal CSS. So how do you write internal CSS? As I said earlier, internal CSS is nothing but writing the CSS code in your HTML file. So under the head tag, I'm going to use another tag called style tag, where we can define our CSS code here. Now we are going to use the CSS syntax. So in our case, the selector is this div tag. We are going to apply our CSS code to this div tag. So now I'm going to write the selector. The selector is div, and now I'm going to say color is blue. Now if I refresh, you can see the color has changed to blue. Definitely you can give many other properties. This is how you use internal CSS. I hope this concept is clear, both inline and internal CSS. So now let's get to the another concept, external CSS. So as I said earlier, external CSS is nothing but writing your CSS code in a separate file. So now I'm going to create a new file and I'm going to save it as styles.css. So since this is a CSS file, it will be having the extension .css. So in our case, our selector is div tag, and in the same way, we are going to give the color. As you can see, I have given the color as red, but it has not applied to our HTML element. Why? Because we haven't connected this styles.css file in our index.html file. So now what we are going to do is we are going to link this styles.css file to this index.html file. So for that, there is an element called link tag. And this link tag and this link tag has some attributes. The first attribute is relation. So what's the relation to this file? In our case, the relation is style sheet. And what's the type? The type is going to be the CSS file in the text format. Okay? So this is how you give the type. So and there is another attribute called href. So this href is we need to specify the location of this styles dot CSS file. So first now I'm going to say dot. Dot is nothing but our current directory. In our case, the current directory is this CSS bootcamp. In our current directory, go inside and pick up the styles.css file. So when I say this and run, as you can see, the CSS has been applied. So this is how you use external CSS in your HTML files. So from now we will be using this format external CSS, where we'll be writing all the CSS code in this file and we will write all the HTML code in this file. I hope this is clear. And if this concept, all these three concepts, inline, internal and external, is clear, just reply yes in the chat box. Or else if you are having any doubts, please ask. Okay, fine. Thank you. So now, since we are done with the topics, we have so first now we are going to learn about CSS box model, which we have seen in the PPT. One is padding, one is margin, and the other is border. So now I'm going to keep this text like this, and I'm going to start with padding. If I say padding, let's give 10 pixels and run this. We can see the padding has been applied to this div element for all the four sides. And if I say border and like view 10 pixels, and this is going to apply around this padding. I think it's margin. Yes, as you can see, the margin has been applied to our CSS element, HTML element. So now we are going to specify the border property. So for border, we are going to give some parameters. So what type our border should be? Our border, I'm saying that our border should be of solid type, and the width of our border should be 1 pixel, and the color of our border should be blue. So when I run this, we can see the border has been applied to our HTML element. I hope these three things are clear. Okay. So enough of the basics. We will be developing a website right now, and that is going to be real exciting, believe me. And yes, before going further, I have some doubts. Like this is I have this element DSC Lendy, and it is being positioned at the top left of the website. Let's say I want this DSC Lendy to be centered vertically, or I want this DSC Lendy to be to the top right of the website. So how can I do that? Any ideas? I want to change the position of this DSC Lendy to wherever I can. So any ideas for doing this? Align. Yes, you're almost right. Yes, you can do it with align. So now I'm going to introduce about another concept called CSS Flexbox. CSS Flexbox is the most important concept, and if you master this concept, believe me, you are going to build most amazing websites. So CSS Flexbox in general, this orange color bars are nothing but your HTML elements, and this purple card is nothing but your container. So if you want to align your HTML elements vertically, let's say this is horizontally, you need to use this layout called CSS Flexbox. Flexbox is nothing but a CSS layout which allows us to align the HTML elements in whatever we can. So if you say flex start to all your elements, it comes to the starting in a column. So if in a column, if you say flex end to all your HTML elements, it comes to the end of your HTML page. And if you say center all your HTML elements will be vertically aligned to the center. And if you say stretch, all your HTML elements will be stretched across vertically. And here the second picture is about horizontal axis. So the first picture is about vertical axis. So this vertical axis we call it as align items, and this horizontal axis we call it as justify content. So this is align items and this is justify content. Align items is about vertical axis and justify content is about horizontal axis. So if you want your items to be aligned in your horizontal axis, you use the property called justify content. So if you mention the property justify content and with the value flex start, all your HTML elements will be aligning from the start in the horizontal axis. And if you say end, they will start aligning from the end of your horizontal axis. And in the same way, there are center, stretch, space between, and space around. So I will tell you this concept practically so that you will getting a better understanding. So now I'm going to take this div tag. So there are two concepts. Before moving further, as you can see, we have applied a select. We are taking the selector and we are applying the CSS to that selector. So there is another attribute called class, where you can give any name of your wish. For now, I'm going to say flexbox. And this flexbox is going to be the identifier to our this div element. So in this div element, I'm going to give another div element. Okay? For this div element, I'm giving the class name as box. The same way, I'm going to create 3 more boxes. Okay. So this is our parent tag, and these 3 tags are children tags. Okay. So I'm going to make use of this flex box, and I'm going to write the CSS for this. So since this is a class, we need to start the class names with dot operator in CSS file, and we need to give the class name. So whatever CSS we write here will get applied to this div element. Okay. So for this div element, as I said, we're going to apply the concept CSS flexbox. The first major thing before applying the CSS flexbox is you need to define the display property, and the display property is going to be the flex because we are using the flex layout. And as I said, justify content is a property under flex layout. So justify content is for horizontal axis. Okay, I'm going to say align all my children elements of this flexbox element to the horizontal in the center. So now I'm going to take this box and I'm going to write some CSS. So let's give width, let's say 250 pixels, right? 250 pixels. Okay. I'm going to refresh now. As you can see, we are not going to see anything because our box is going to be the of color white and our screen is also going to be the color white. So just to make it interesting, I'm going to take the body tag. Since the body is the predefined tag, we are not going to use any dot operator. I'm going to say background color. We can give any color over here. You can give red, blue, but if you want to give custom colors, you need to give the Xcode. I have some color in my mind. So this is kind of a purple thing. As you can see, we have got the purple. So for this box, I'm going to give the background color as white. As you can see, we have got 3 boxes aligned in the horizontal axis to the center of the screen. You can better illustrate this. If I say justify content is space around and refresh this, you can see the boxes have been aligned in a different manner. So space around is nothing but it gives some space to the edges of the screen. If I say space between, is going to stretch to the entire width of the screen. So there is another property called, say, let's say you don't want to display this boxes in row manner, and instead you want to display these boxes in vertical manner. So for that there is another property called flex direction, and this flex direction you need to give the value column. If you give column, all your boxes will be aligned vertically instead of horizontally. So I hope this concept is clear. You know, and if you say align items, since align items is for vertical axis, and if I say center over here and run this, it gets aligned to the vertical axis in the center. You just need to know these two properties. Justify content is for horizontal axis and align items is for vertical axis. If you know this concept, we are going to build a website now. So that's, if it is, just reply yes. If you have any doubts in this Flexbox, just please ask right now, because this is very important. I hope you are clear with these terms, justify content and align items. Okay, thanks. Okay, it seems like everyone is understanding. Okay. So enough of the basics. Now let's start building our DSL ND website. Okay. Let me erase all this. So let me remove the tags. I'm starting fresh. I'm having empty tags in my body tag. So this is our website. I'm going to divide our website into three parts. The first one is the header part. There is a tag called header in HTML. So the first part, which is nothing but the top part of our website, is header. And the middle part of our website is main, which is nothing but the body to our website. This is the second part of our website. And the third part is footer. These are all the predefined HTML tags. So our website is basically divided into three parts. One is the header, which is the topmost. One is the main, which is the middle. And the other is the footer, which is at the bottom to our website. So first, get started with the header. So I'm going to start with the div tag. Okay. So I'm going to write DSC Lendy here. As you can see, DSC Lendy has come here, and let's give some class name. Let's say title. Okay. So I'm going to give some CSS to this title. So for that, I'm going to give title, and sorry, we'll do one thing. We are going to create a paragraph tag and place this paragraph DSCLND in this paragraph tag, and the class title into this paragraph tag. We'll apply the CSS to our paragraph tag, and for here I'm going to use the flex layout. Let's say flex header. We can give any name here, which your wish. So for this div tag, I'm having the class flex header, and inside the div tag, I'm having the child tag called paragraph tag, where I'm having the DSC lending. So now let's write the CSS code. Let's start with flex header. And since we're using the flex layout, we are going to define the display property to flex value. And I'm going to say justify content to the center. Okay. As you can see, we have aligned our text to the center of the screen. So this is fine until now. So now we are going to apply some CSS to our text. Let's say title. So for this title, I want this to be white actually. So I want my text to be white to the under website. So that means I want all the elements present in this body tag to be white. So I can make use of this body tag and write color should be white to the entire body tag. So when I hit refresh, you can see the text changes to white. So now I'm going to write the CSS to this title. So I can say background color should be of white. As you can see, I've got the background color to white, but the text isn't visible. Let's say color should be black so that the text color changes to black. And I also want to give some padding to my text. Let's say 12 pixels. Okay. As you can see, the color has changed it to black, and we have also got the border. And let's say the background is in the square type, right? So I don't like this square type. Instead, I want to have the rounded corners to my border. So for this, we need to use another property present in CDS called border radius. And this border radius is going to take some value, let's say 12 pixels. As you can see, we have got the rounded corners because of this border radius property. If you increase this to a little bit more extent, we can see our radius has been increasing and coming in a circular fashion. So 12 pixels will look to me. So now the first thing is I don't like this font. This font is not looking good to me. I want to change the font in my entire website. So now I'm going to make use of Google Fonts. So for that, I'm going to go to a website called fonts.google.com. Here you can see different fonts. You can all these font you can choose any font style and you can use it in your CSS file. So I have some font style in my mind, and that is Railway. And you can see when I click on this, and we should select some style. I'm going to select this regular 400 and click on select this style. And here go to the embed tab, and this it is saying to link the tag in our HTML file. So I'm going to copy this, going to HTML file, and I'm going to place this link tag in my HTML tag. So this is nothing but we are installing this Railway font in our website. And also we are going to use this CSS code in our CSS file. So we want the Railway font to be applied to our entire website. So I'm going to place the font family property and the body code. So this is the font family, and the type is Railway, and the family is sans serif. Okay, I hope this is clear. This is how you use custom fonts into your website. Okay. So now we have installed. Okay. Now we have installed the Railway font. So when I refresh, the font should change. So as you can see, the font has got changed. So the font is like normal. Now I want to change the font weight. Let's say bold. That it looks good. And also I want to increase the font size. Font size, let's say 32 pixels. This is looking good to me. And now I'm going to, we are done with the title part, and now I'm going to display our developer student clubs logo here. So for that, I'm going to write another tag in the header, and I'm going to give another header, another div tag, and here I'm going to pass the image tag. Okay? Image is a self-closing tag, and we need to give the source attribute and the path of your image. Yesterday you have seen how to insert an image into your HTML in the same way, but today I'm going to do it in a different fashion. I'm going to create a folder in my CSS bootcamp, and let's say it has images. Okay, so here I'm having the empty folder images. I'm going to paste some images into there. Let's say this, and also need my photo. So I'm going to paste couple of the images into this images folder so that I can use it in my website. This is clear. If at all anything is not clear for you, please stop me and ask. As you can see in this images folder, I'm having two images. So I'm going to use those images. So let's say image source, and the I'm going to give the path, and that my image is present in the images folder, and the name of my image is logo.png. Give me a second. One second, guys. So when I hit on refresh, the logo should come. So as you can see, we have got very big logo. So now I'm going to resize that logo. So for this image tag, I'm going to give a class, say logo. So I'm going to use this logo in our CSS file. Okay. I'm going to give the width property to our logo, say 180 pixels and height 180 pixels. As you can see, we have got the logo, but that is not looking good to me. Let's increase the width. Okay, I'm increasing the size. This is fine. I want this logo to be centered vertically. So our image is under this div tag. For this, I'm going to give flex image, and I'm going to write some CSS. I'm going to give the display property as flex and justify content as center. Okay, we have got the logo to the center of the screen. And next we are going to write the code for the main tag. We have done with the header tag. We have used it the title, and we have also used it the logo. And until now, is it clear? Like you're facing any troubles? Please let me know.
Hello. Hello, Vasant.
Yes, yes,
I have a doubt that
yes, yes,
you wrote some code, right? For a color, it's like hash 732 BCA
yes. Here it
for a
is.
background color.
Yes,
Do every color have that code?
yes. Every color has its own code. I'm going to show you how it works. So let's go to website flat UI colors. I shared this website in the group today morning. There are many websites to pick up the colors. So if you visit to this website flatUIcolors.com, you can see many colors over here. So if I choose any of this color and click on copy and paste that here, you can see it comes with the color code. That means every color will be having a X code. So there are standard colors available in HTML. Like if you want to give red, you can give red here. If you want to give blue, you can blue. There are some standard colors, but if you want to use your custom color, you need to specify your X code. Is that
Okay.
clear?
Awesome. Can we increase the bold size?
Bold size. Yes, you can increase. So we have increased, we have written bold. There is another thing called bolder,
Okay.
which differs a little bit when compared to bold. So that's how you increase bold. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I hope this is clear. So now we are going to the main tag. So we are done with the header part, and now we are going to the main tag. So I'm going to take a div tag. I'm going to give it as a class name, and I want to display the speakers over here. Okay. Let's say flex speakers. You can give any name as speakers. And I'm going to write the CSS the speakers. I'm going to display the speakers in the main part. Okay. Uh, so let's say I have three speakers, and this is the parent tag. Okay. So for one speaker, there is one division element. and I'm going to give it as a class name as speaker card. In this speaker card, I want to have the image of the speaker first of all, and I need to specify the source. Here I'm having the source mypic.jpg, let's say images slash .pg. Now I'm going to use this flex speakers over here, and I'm going to use the flex layout. So I'm going to say flex, and I'm going to say justify content. That means I'm going to align the speakers to the center horizontally. So when I refresh, I'm getting this very big image, which is not at all looking good. And I'm going to give some class name to this image tag. So let's say speaker image. Okay. So this is the class name to our image. So I'm going to define some CSS to my image. Speaker image. Let's give some width to the image. Let's say 180 pixels. And let's give some height to the image as well. 180 pixels. So let's see if it changes or not. So as you can see, the size has been reduced. And let's say I don't want to, let's say I want this image to be in a circular fashion. So for that, there is another property called border radius. So if we give border radius as 50% and save and run this, we can see our image gets in a circular manner. All this is because of this border radius property. Okay. So, and for a speaker card, I want the speaker name also. I'm going to give the paragraph tag to display the speaker name. Let's say speaker name, and I'm going to give some class to the speaker name. Let's say speaker and let's define some CSS. So before writing CSS, I've defined the paragraph tag under the image tag. So when I run this, you can see the speaker name is displaying below the image, but it is not vertically centered to the image. Okay, for that concept, we need to use again the flex. So for under this speaker card, and where is I'm going to write some CSS to this speaker card so that these two HTML elements gets aligned vertically centered. Okay. So I'm going to copy this speaker card, paste it here. Again, I'm going to use the flex layout. So in order to use the flex layout, the first most important thing is we need to set the display property to flex. Okay. And we are going to say the flex direction should be column because our image and name should be in a column manner. And as I said earlier, align items is for vertical alignment, and I'm going to say center. So when I save this and run, as you can see, both my image and the name has been vertically centered. Okay. And so with this, we have created one speaker. So what if we give some background to the speaker name? This is going to be an exercise as we done to the DSC Lendy. In the same way, we are going to do for speaker name also. So for speaker name, I have given a class called speaker name. Okay. I'm going to copy this class name and going to paste it here. I'm going to give some background to my speaker name. Background white. Sorry, let's give black this time. As you can see, we have got the background. Let's give some padding to our text. Since we have given the padding, it applies padding to the text. So also let's give some border radius, which we have seen earlier. Let's see border radius so that it looks good. Okay. So this is how we have styled the speaker name. And let's say I want a border to both these elements. I want a border around this image and around this speaker. I want in this way. I want a border here to both these elements combined. Can anyone say how can we do that? I want a border to this image and the name. Can anyone say? We have already learned it. We have already learned the border.
Padding.
No. I'm telling that we need to apply the border to both these HTML tags. So let me explain again. So this is our parent div where all our speakers will be present in this div. So the first speaker is this first div element. So if I apply border to this speaker card, will it apply to both these elements? Because both these elements are both the elements image tag and paragraph tag are present in the parent tag called speaker card. So when I apply the border to the speaker card, it will get applied to both these HTML tags. Make sense? Okay, am I going fast? Like, is anyone understanding what? You can understand, right? Okay. Thank you. So now I'm going to apply border to this speaker card. So I'm going to this CSS file, and under this speaker card, I'm going to use the border property. So what type should my border be? My border should be of type solid, and the width should be 1 pixels, and the color should be white. So when I run this, as you can see, the border has been applied to both the HTML elements. But these two HTML elements, which is image and the text, need some padding because these two HTML elements are attached to the border, which is not at all looking good. So for this speaker card, I am going to give some padding. Just padding. Let's say 12 pixels. If I run this, you can see the padding has been applied. Okay. And also, I want to make this as a rounded corner. Border radius, let's give 12 pixels. Border radius is nothing but it converts your square kind of border to some rounded rectangular border. So this is how border has been applied to our speaker. So let's say if we have another two speakers, so I'm going to copy the speaker card tag and I'm going to paste again 2 times under the main div tag which says flex speakers, and when I run this, you can see I am getting 3 different speakers. Okay. So, but these speakers are need some alignment again. So under this flex speakers, as all these 3 speakers are congested adjusted, and so under this flex speakers, I'm going to say space around. If I say space around, it gives some spacing between the speakers. Okay. If I say space between, it gives more spacing. So I will go with the space around property. And to this flex speakers is nothing but all these 3 cards. So if I give margin top as 10 pixels, we'll be getting a margin of 10 pixels below our logo. So this is how the main part is, and I'm going to introduce you about a much interesting tag. Under this main tag, there is a tag called marquee. You will see this when I. So let's say ongoing HTML. So let's insert some emojis as well. When I save this, remember we are using the marquee tag. So when I run this, you can see we are getting something like headlines or like breaking news. So market tag is used to give some scrolling information. Okay, so that's how market tag is used. That is very simple. You need to use this tag called marquee. So we are done with the main part. Now we are coming to the footer part. Okay, now I wanted to create some buttons. Say, let's say uh, button tag. Let's say contact us. So when as you can see, I've got the button here. Instead, I want to create two more buttons. And I want to place these three buttons in a div tag. As you can see, we have got three buttons. So for this div tag, I'm going to apply flex layout again. A class, say flex buttons. And I'm going to write some changes to it. Let's give the property as display to flex. And let's say justify content to the center so that it comes to the center of the screen. As you can see, we have got the buttons to the center of the screen. And I also want some padding from the top. For that, I'm going to use the padding hyphen top. Let's use 12 pixels. As you can see, I've got some padding as well. And now I'm going to style these buttons which are not looking good now. So for that, I'm going to give a button, a class to this button. Let's say BTN. And I'm going to write the CSS for the button. Let's say width should be 50 pixels and height should be 50 pixels. So when I run this and use some color to our, there is a color called tomato in HTML. And since I have applied the class button to only one button, so I'm getting the color to only one button. So if I copy this and paste to the other tags as well, so that I can see the changes. I also want to give padding to the buttons. Let's see. PTM flex buttons almost right. Okay. First, let's just go with the single button. See what's happening. So for the class button, width should be more. Let's see, the font color should change to white. The same way, I want to change the border radius. So this is how you create a button in in CSS, and you can style. And let's say I want to change the background to the entire website. Like I don't like this purple color. Instead, I wanted to use an image for the background to my website. So now I'm going to make use of a website called unsplash.com where you can find free images. So I'm going to just type backgrounds, dark backgrounds. Why dark backgrounds? Because all our text is in white, because that's why. And let's pick this image. And this is the last concept, don't worry. Click on open link in new tab. Open image in new tab. So I'm getting the URL for this image. So I want to apply that image as a background to the entire body of my website. So for that, I'm going to use the uh, property called background, and I'm going to specify the URL because this is a network image which is coming from the internet. I'm going to use this method URL, and I'm going to pass this URL here. So when I save this and run the site, you can see the image has been applied to the background, but we are not done yet. This same image has been repeating twice. As you can see, this our image is only until here. Again, the same image is coming next with the same. For that, we need to use another property called background repeat. If I say background repeat and say no repeat, so my image doesn't get repeated again. So again, I'm not satisfied because I want this image to be covered to the entire website. So for that, there is another property called background size. And the value which we can give is cover. If we give cover to the background size property, it covers the entire website, which means the image covers the entire website. And let's say you want to give border to the entire website. So if I'm talking for entire website, you need to write this CSS code in this body selector. So for that, I'm going to make use of this border, and I'm going to specify as solid, and the width is going to be 2 pixels, and the color of the border should be white. So when I refresh, we can see the border has been applied to the entire uh, website. So, and we also need to give some padding. Let's say 24 pixels. When I refresh, we can see it is now better aligned. And here you can see I'm specifying the solid, and there are other types as well. We can give dashed. If I give dash, my border changes to dashed. And along with dash, there is another proper value called dotted. It comes in a dotted manner. So with this, we have created a simple website using CSS. I think I'm done. If you have any doubts, or you can ask me right now. So you can ask your doubts.
Yes, feel free to ask now.
If at all you did not understand any concept, please ask right now. I'm happy to explain again.
బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఇమేజ్ మనం ఎట్లా చేయొచ్చు ఇంటర్నల్ స్టోరేజ్ నుండి?
Internal storage nuncha? Okay, I think in this we have specified the URL, right? You can remove this, and you can once again. Here you can give the path like we have given in HTML, right? You can say images slash logo.png. So this is how you use your local image. For that also you need to use this URL. URL is common for both these, both to use your local images and your network images as well. So that's how it works.
Uh, Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you,
Yeah,
Nikhil.
Vasant. Actually, generally div tag is used to divide the paragraphs, right? Or divide the code, right?
No, no, no.
So,
Division is nothing but a division. Like it is a block. It is nothing but a block.
yes, means first we have used only DSC Lindy. We have used only the icon DSC Lindy, right? First at first time we did.
Yes, yes,
There also we have included the div tag. Is there any
yes.
specifications that we need to learn about this div tag anymore?
No, no. Div tag is as simple as it. Div is nothing but a division in your. It can be anything. You can insert anything under your div tag. It just works if you create like this. This is nothing but your empty HTML. Like you can. This is nothing but your empty block. Division is a block where you can insert some block
Okay,
of code here.
this becomes simpler to write the code in the
Uh,
divisions.
yes, division allows
Okay,
us to structure our HTML code.
okay,
Like,
thank
in
you.
the same way, there is another tag similar to div, which is nothing but the section. Where
Okay,
suppose you are developing a website and you are having 5 sections. Let's say introduction section, marketing section. You can modularize your HTML file with this help of this div tags or section tags. Both this section and div tags works in the same way. Okay.
yeah, thank you.
Yes. Any other query?
Hello. Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Can we write text on the image? Background images like
Background image.
or
Yes.
any image.
Yes, you can write the same concept which you have done here. What we have done, we have given the image to the background of body tag. So let's say you have taken a tag called div, okay, and you have written some text here. So you're going to write some class name here. Let's say sample, and in the same way which we have done here, we are going to use this background property. You can say background and you need to give your image path, and that this text gets applied on your image.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Yes. Any other queries?
Guys, you are open to ask the questions. Don't keep it in your heart. Please be open.
Yes. Guys, the concept which you have learned today are very important. The box model is very important. Flexbox is very important. If you master the concept Flexbox, you can develop beautiful websites because you can align your HTML elements wherever you can. Learning Flexbox also helps you much in your competition as well. So, any other queries? Any other doubts? Okay.
Guys, everything clear?
Okay. If you think the session is clear and you have no doubts, just reply yes in the chat box so that I can conclude it. Okay.
Money.
Yeah.
Is this the same with go for DSC? Even first we got an icon called DSC. I've asked you to color. Yes, over there. Hello.
Hello?
Vasant
Hello,
bro.
Nikhil, your voice is breaking.
Okay. Is it clear now?
Yes.
I've asked him before that this margin is there, right? Speaker and your image, speaker name and image.
Yes, yes.
That border line is there. No, I want to change only that color, the background color of only that one, not whole the one.
Okay, you want to change the color to this
Yeah,
border.
he said me that the code. Then I want to change here. Here DSC Lindy is there, no?
Okay.
Can I change that background also with the same
Yeah.
code what Money said?
Yes, you can change it. So let's say you want to change the border right now, right? Color of
Background
this
color,
border.
color of this and
Okay.
that.
Okay.